Hello, it's Jeremy again from Two Broke Brothers. I know a couple days ago I promised I'd do a post about tools that I use. So I figured I'd do it today. Kids are at the library with Al, so have some free time. Wrote up a little brief blurb about each. So when I was doing those test posts on the website, a lot of it was so I'd be able to do majority of the website work, the blog posts and stuff like that, remotely, either from my iPad or from the iPhone, so that way no matter where I was at, I'd be able to post to the site, keep it updated, and let you guys know what kind of things are going on. So anyway, let's go ahead and start covering the tools that I use. First one up would be OmniFocus. I'm a fairly new OmniFocus user. I only use it on the iPhone and iPad, but I will have to say it is an amazing task manager. It's absolutely gorgeous on the iPad. iPhone interface, it could use some work, but I like to keep it that way because I've always had my iPhone with me, so I can take a look at it, see what tasks I've got there that I need to get done. But it's been great keeping me organized, keeping me on track of what needs to happen. Omni Outliner, another product from the Omni Group. Basically, it's an app that, as the name says, it just lets you outline. So I use it to outline the podcasts that I'm creating. I also use it to make lists for apps. It's one of the things I do in the planning stage, saying, okay, well, this is what I want to see in the app. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Oh, papers. I do outlines for my schoolwork, the papers I got to write, stuff like that. OmniGraffle, also from the Omni Group. That's where I started wireframe the apps. So if you're not familiar with what that is, it's basically where you're taking your ideas and drawings and putting them more into a iPhone look. So it's got all the tools, and you can do that all from the iPad, which is absolutely awesome. I use bamboo paper and then paper from 53. And I do those for just kind of really, really rough drawings and sketches of the app. This is like, hey, I got this idea. I'm going to draw it out, see what I think. It's like one of the first things I do when I'm designing an app. I started off using bamboo paper, and I really like bamboo paper just because of you can zoom in to write and everything looks neat. Paper by 53 is awesome, as it can even make my silly stick figures and stuff look really good. Unfortunately, it lacks the, for me at least, it lacks the zooming in ability to write. So my writing gets a little bit messier. So right now I like bamboo paper. I really wish they'd fix the rest of the Retina graphics on the iPad. It looks a little blurry when you zoom in, but it's not bad. Writing, say I use Byword, which is a markup / text writing program. I have it on the iPhone, iPad, and also on the computer. So no matter where I'm at, I've got my files that I need to write up. And I use it for everything except for my school papers, just because the school papers have to be in a particular format. But normally I'll even do the rough draft in Byword, then bring them into my other app. Pages is the other writing app that I do. And basically I just use it mainly for school because I have to put my papers in the APA format. Which Pages seems to do well. And again, I have it on the iPhone, iPad, and Mac, so no matter where I'm at, I've got the app. MindNode. This is a new app for me. It's pretty much another planning tool is what I've kind of figured it out. What I'm using it for is I'll get an idea of an app or an idea of like, hey, let's try this out. I'll put it down, and then I kind of you branch it out, and it grows and does all this crazy stuff. And what you can do is once you've kind of got okay, this looks like a good idea, you can export it into, like I've exported into Omni Outliner, and from that point then I can really flesh out the ideas, and then from there it goes into OmniGraffle, or I go into Bamboo Paper and I start doing the design and drawing stuff up, my little stick figures and stuff, and then give it to my brother to make things look nice. Textastic. This is the app that if I'm going to do any coding on the iPad, I use it with Textastic. I used to use another program called Coder, which is a really nice looking program. The only thing Coder lacked was the ability to do keyword highlighting, which kind of helps out when you're doing the coding for Objective-C/Xcode. If Coder ever gets that feature, I may switch back, but Textastic is great. And it does more than just coding. You can also use it just as a text editor, so if you just want to write stuff in plain text, you can do that. But it's got some awesome features, so I can actually access documents on my Lion server, stuff like that, which is really great. Next up is Prompt and Screens. Basically, two apps that I use to access remote computers from my iPad. Screens, really nice looking, what they call VNC app, so I can access my Mac or not my brother's, Quinlan's Mac or Al's Mac if needed, and I can basically control the Mac from there. It's all graphical user interface, looks gorgeous. The other app I use, like I said, was Prompt. And Prompt is basically allows you to SSH into a remote machine. So like my Mac server or even my web server I can do. And you can do commands at the command prompt. Fairly new to that part of it. I'm in a Linux class right now, so it's giving me a lot of hands-on experience, but it's a very nice app, really well written. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely recommend Prompt. And then I've got WordPress, both for the iPhone and for the iPad, and that's where I am able to post things up. I put the videos up through there, and then the articles. And the way I've got it set up is once it's posted, it automatically sends a post to Twitter and also posts something on my wall on Facebook. So it's really all pretty much automatic. The only thing I miss in the WordPress app is the ability to upload just an audio-only file. That would be great, because then if I just want to do share a quick thought with the audience, I'd be able to record it on my iPhone and shoot it up there. But it right now just does pictures and video, so gotta stick with that. Then lastly, I use iPhone. iMovie on the iPhone or the iPad, whichever one I've got, and I record the video podcast in it, and then I add the little title bar down at the bottom and stuff like that. Edit out any really bad blurbs and stuff like that. And GarageBand is where I've been recording. When I did those couple of audio-only podcasts, I recorded in those, but I can also do sound effects and stuff if I wanted to, so that's there as well. But pretty much that's the tools that I use on my iPad and my iPhone. I've got other apps, games, and stuff like that, but don't really want to go into that stuff. Right? Can at a later point if you guys are interested. Better than that, you have a great Mother's Day and a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for tuning in.